Hi all, so it's me again. We're going to be doing something a little bit different. I understand that I can talk and you'll be able to hear me using my GoPro. I'm going to show you how to do portraits and just talk a little bit as I draw. I did a portrait yesterday, that was one yesterday. That's going to be the one that I'm going to be doing today, and all I'm going to be using is a $1 mechanical pencil that you can buy from Family Dollar or anything else. You really don't need any other fancy pencils or anything unless you really want to. When you're first starting to do portraits, you need to pick something that is easy for you. First of all, if you're left-handed, you want someone looking from left to right, like this one. If you're right-handed, this is better for you because one way to fix that is just flip the picture and it'd be left. It doesn't really matter what you pick. This picture's from this guy. It's just anything that appeals to you, that you want to and feel like drawing. There's no way to tell. It's just, once you see it. Once you see the picture that you want to draw or do, then it'll come to you. This one I did before. When you're doing portraits, if you haven't noticed, the main feature of any portrait is the eyes. It's the eyes that stand out. A little bit about the hair, but it's the face and the eyes. So when you try and transfer a picture to paper, that's what makes or breaks a good picture, to be honest. So okay, so I'm gonna get on and start doing this one. Now when you're starting to do portraits, you're gonna want to start with black and white pictures. You want to give yourself as much handicap and as you can, and black and white pictures actually eliminate colors. I really don't personally like colored pictures. I like doing black and white because it's more intense. It's more feeling. But it doesn't have to be people, but it can be whatever you want to do. Now you don't want to, when you start doing lines, you don't want to press too heavily, because if you come to erase it, thicker, harder lines will show up even if you erase it. And so like I said, this is just showing that anyone can do this. I'm only using a $1 mechanical pencil from Family Dollar that you can get anywhere, Dollar Tree. Now to be honest, when I start drawing, I try, depending on whatever I'm drawing, I find music to relax to and focus on. That's related to what I'm drawing, just so I can focus and channel myself. Because when you actually start drawing, you want to be relaxed as possible. Because how you emotionally are, if you're hyperventilating and stuff like that, you might as well forget drawing because you're not going to have a steady hand. And at portions of this, you're going to need that steady hand. You're going to have to be able to draw sexy lines, as some people call them. And one of the best things about doing black and white pictures is you only have to worry about shades like gray, black and white. They're not colors, they're shades. And you already have a white paper and the pencil's adding the gray. Now, if there is sections of people's faces that you can't do or you're not comfortable with, then just practice doing them separately. Some people have trouble with their mouths. Personally, I have trouble with people's hair. I spent a lot of practicing doing the eyes because eyes make or break a picture. If the eyes aren't perfect, you lose the whole point of the actual picture of a portrait is the eyes. In a portrait picture, the eyes is what's telling the story. It's not just the face. It's the expression. Like, what is she feeling? Is it happiness, excitement, concern, shock? Hey. Sorry about that. So the second thing of all is when you start drawing, no matter what it is, you really have to take your patience. Like, don't try and rush it. You're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to brush it. I know. Like, if you're trying to do. People try to edit their videos to 10 and 20 minutes. Like, that's what I've done. It is just to keep people on YouTube happy because they don't want to spend hours watching a video. But it gives the misimpression or the illusion that the pictures are done in like 10-20 minutes, and that's just not the case. You've got to just take your time. Personally, I normally don't like erasing anything, but a friend of mine is changing me on that. Like, I'm learning to use an eraser. And I know you've seen me use some of it before on other videos, but I normally like to try and correct the mistake. Like, if you make a mistake with a line, turn it into something that you can use. Portraits are like one of the hardest things to do as an artist, and people actually can get weird about it, to be honest, because people don't like how they look sometimes. Like, if I show you, like, you just gotta take practice at doing it. Like, I've done tons and I just recently did Sierra, the Chosen One, and I've done Gregory Peck, I've done John Wayne, I did Natalie Dormer. She's one of my favorites. The one from Hunger Games, that was just a quick random sketch. Like, don't expect everything to come out perfect the first time you try to start doing it. It's not. I mean, I know it's not perfect, but it's there. Like my Elizabeth Moss one, I was lucky. That one came out perfect. And then there it is. There's the picture that I did of this one. Well, I just wanted to focus on the eyes, because the eyes is what tells the story. Like, out of everything in there is, like, the picture is black and white and gray. And the thing that you notice on this picture is the eyes, the blue eyes, and you can get lost in people's eyes, and like Liz John Wayne, and it's just it's not something that you can pick up. You have to practice. So the trick to draw in actual faces, people's faces, is to know how to cheat. In a good way, that is. Like, I try to demonstrate in the videos, like, you draw what you see. and that's what basically that's all I'm doing here is just drawing what I see. But that's kind of a misnomer because I'm not. I'm drawing the shadows and the faded outlines. But as I was saying, the reason why, like drawings can take, if you take your time, don't be surprised if you take 1 or 2 hours to do it, even more. There's one YouTuber that I've seen that does photorealistic pictures that I would love to be at that level. She kind of inspired me, but I've forgotten her name, but she has like a Russian or Russian accent, and if I can find her channel again, I'll link it. But she does time-lapse videos, but the pictures that she does takes days, even if not hours and days to even do. So don't be surprised if you end up losing track in time. And for me, that's one of the reasons why I have music on and listen to it, because I focus on the music, listen to it, and go into like a Zen type state and just relax. And that's normally when that's normally when my pictures come out good, is when I'm totally relaxed, not distracted, and just focusing on it. Now, the reason why I was saying about choosing which side a person's face is just because you're seeing it right here. I'm a lefty, so my hand is on the paper, and then with a person that's going right to left, you're going this way first, and then you're doing the hair, and then your hands rubbing on the face. And with pencil, it smudges, so it's going to do that anyway. So either you have some piece of plastic to cover it, which I know you've seen me use before. But again, it's not something that it is priority. But like when you're literally just first starting to do portraits, and just you want to give yourself as much, like you don't want to start yourself out with an impossible Mona Lisa type picture. Oh, Fickle Crash Master is live on Twitch. So if you want to go check out his channel, go ahead and do that. But basically, I mean, drawing it, I do drawing just because it's relaxing. Like my condition I have is sometimes it makes it extremely hard for me to relax. My body physically can't relax. I'm always tense and stuff like that. So the purpose for me drawing is just literally just to slow my heart rate down and calm myself down, and that's when I get my pictures. So I kind of went off track, but if you notice, then I'm not I'm drawing what I'm seeing, but I'm not. Because the shades and the hair actually draw. If you do the shadows and the shades, they form the outline of the face and the eyes and stuff like this. Like I'm doing the shading, the eyelashes, and it's starting to form the shape of the eye for me without me having to draw the actual eye myself. And it is okay to just like go on DeviantArt or go onto any website, do your favorite, find your favorite celebrities, find the celebrities that you have crushes on, and start drawing their faces and practice. I mean, if their picture is on a public website, they're free game. Just as long as you give the source where the actual picture comes from. And I mean, like if you're trying to show it on YouTube and like that, it's just nice to show where you actually got it from. So I'm already about like giving myself all the possible handicaps that I can get from this, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like when you're first starting to do portraits, you're not going to be perfect at it, and so why make it harder for yourself when you don't have to? And yeah, you can just use your finger to rub the pencil in to get the shade. And all it does is just smudges the pencil, it gets rid of the lines and just puts it into a smooth shade. And to be honest, the most thing that I get tripped up over on when I do portrait is this right now, is the eyelashes. When they have fake fake eyelashes and stuff like that, it can be awkward to do. I mean, at first, as you see, I'm making it darker, but it will fade. And no, I don't claim to be an expert, not by any stretch. So when you start doing the hair, just do individual strokes one at a time, and it will actually start to form the stretches. The thing I like the most when I do stuff is like when I start drawing and then the face becomes recognizable, like the eyes are there, the nose is there, but it's not quite there yet, but soon you'll be able to identify it's the one from the picture SCF3 just went live on Twitch. Good thing that I'm recording this. Probably when this is up on YouTube, it's probably going to be over. So as you can see, I'm not drawing anything that's right. I'm actually just going through all the grays and the blacks, and you can see by doing the little bits of dark shading, you're already starting to get the outline of where the teeth is. And so this is where you start getting in trouble if you're a lefty, because the hand is going on to the face. And I do have a kind of a preference. Like I prefer to draw women just because I find them interesting to draw. Each one is different, and they have so many different shapes, and they're not compared to men and male pictures. Men are just like, once you draw one guy, you can pretty much draw them all. And personally, I feel that the women portraits are much more emotional, and they're just prettier to look at too. I mean, that's a no duh. And don't worry if, like, when you start drawing, the picture doesn't come out exactly the way that you want it to, or if it doesn't look how it looks like in the picture. You're not going to be perfect the first time. So I know how easy it is to get disappointed, because in your mind the picture looks amazing. Like, you can see in your mind how it looks like a masterpiece picture, but when you start actually drawing, it's a totally different scenario. I've had that happen to me a lot. Like, in my mind I could envision this wonderful masterpiece art that everyone's gonna love and be like, oh my god, how'd you do that? And then when you start to actually draw it, it's totally different. So you gotta really kind of manage your expectations. So as you can see, all I'm doing is drawing the shades, doing the shadows. Where I see black or shadow, that's what I'm drawing. And as you can see, just by doing the shades and the fade outline, the strap on a chin is already coming out. And one of my biggest problems that I had trouble dealing with for a while is the proportions of people's faces. Like, I do things too big or too small that doesn't look right on a picture. That's when you get one of those doll things, artist dolls, or you can get that program that I have. My friend Drazimax showed me that program, the design doll. That just gets you practice on just drawing the human body proportionate. And yeah, to be honest, you are gonna have to do nudes eventually, not for a pornographic enjoyment of it, but just because the only way you're gonna get good at drawing the human body is by practicing drawing the human body. You actually have to look and one of the other mistakes that I see some people do is they try their jawline going up to ear. The people try to draw lines, and there is none. There is no lines. All it is a shade. So that's when I use that trick of rubbing the pencil. So we're going to be going 23 minutes. I like trying to see if I can actually just capture what like a photograph captures the beauty in the picture. Like they say, a picture can tell 1,000 words. And when I try and draw, I try to capture just that one moment in. So after 20 minutes, so you can see what 20 minutes looks like. This is what 20 minutes looks like. Nowhere near done. I mean, I am trying to rush a little bit because I don't want to turn this into a 2-hour video. And this is another good handicap why this is a good picture to, like, when you start drawing, this is a good one to practice with, because the strap, like I said, there's no line for the draw line, but there's a shade line. There's a shade line right here because of the strap, and that can help you not underdraw where the ear is. So you don't draw the actual ear itself, you draw the shade of the ear. Now we're going to start doing the hair. So when you come to do the actual ear, again, you just draw the shadows where it's black or grey. Now I've run out of paper to do the rest of the ear, but it's okay. Yeah, I'm listening to the World Order. I don't know if you can hear the music on my headphones, but that's what I got on. I know you saw the videos earlier, but so that way, as you can see, I've already drawn the ear without drawing the ear itself. Oh, have a nice day. To be honest with you, they say drawing white clothes on white paper they think is hard, which it really isn't. The hard part is getting the right degree of black. Now, I know, before anyone corrects me, black is black. But as you can see, this is a black and white picture. The hair is black, and that's black, and that's black. But as you can see, it's a different tone of black. It's more grayish. So, if someone's wearing black clothes, and there's different shading, you got different versions of black. So when you want to draw really light, just hold the pencil back. Like, don't hold too tight. Like in baseball, choke the bat. Just shade, and then use your finger. And there you go, you've just replicated the shadow on the neck by just doing that. Oh, have a nice day. Have a nice day. There she is. That's the moment. Like, the picture is coming alive now. It's no longer just grey marks on the paper. Like, I'm actually starting to see the person. Like, the shading is helping a lot with... It helps define the shape of the face and the head. Everywhere, away, everywhere, everywhere. You have a nice day. Boom, boom. I do like the dancing they do, if you can call it dancing. The kids one that they did was absolutely adorable. Oh, she will say, alright, so again, the next, perhaps the hardest part of a human body is the hands. And again, the trick to doing that is just draw what you see, which is the shadows, not the actual body or the hands itself. Like, I'm just drawing the shadows. Like, there's black, all this black around the hand and everything. That's what helps define the shapes. And there we go, we got the start of the thumb and the middle finger right there. And this will help define the outline of the outside of the face. You will have a nice day. Do 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 do. Yeah, my proportions are a little bit off here. I would normally correct it, but it doesn't have to be perfect. So again, I'm drawing the shadows. This time the creases. You have a nice day. Yeah, see my proportions are off a little bit with this. It's alright. I can still make it work. I'm trying to keep an eye on the time just so I can see how long I've been doing. I don't want to have to do too much editing. So we're now at 40 minutes already. It's going fast. It's coming together. I have to make that bit up because the picture's blurry on that. And if you do get a picture that doesn't show the complete hair, like the head, don't try and make it up, because you'll get it wrong every time. And there's no point trying to figure out details here, it's just... it's a dark shape. I'll come back to that once I'm done. Let's finish your hair. Yeah, the tip that I will give about hair, if I haven't already, don't make the hair perfect, like perfect straight lines, like there's no strands of hair coming out of the left and right, or wind blown, or because it won't look natural. So we're back. I did a little bit of the hat and the pattern of the hat. I didn't want to make you sit through that while I did all of this. It's not really important. It's like doing brick, or you can do a couple of bricks and people know that's what it's supposed to be. So I just gotta do the eyebrow here. Alright, so we're gonna start working on the shading now. Now, sometimes people may say, what color is the skin? And the correct political answer is there is no color. The skin tone is a shade. Some people will use light peach, like I do. Um, but as you can see, everything I have done so far is just using pencil. The same pencil, that $1 pencil from Family Dollar still. But back to what I was saying before, as you can see, when I do the normally when you do the hair, or in this case the hat, it shapes the face for you, like the hand here. So if you make a mistake with the original outline, you can use the hair to correct it. Now, if you need to do some heavy shading, like really dark, I recommend that you don't go really dark straight away. You start off light, fade it in, and then go over it again. At the same pace. Don't press too hard, like I'm choking the pen or pencil. And the more times that you actually do it, the darker it will get. And it looks more natural, it doesn't look too dark, it doesn't look too... It looks more even. Like, I don't know if you ever done, the women that are watching will be able to tell you when you apply blush and, to cover up bruises and stuff like that, you want to apply evenly. You don't want to put a whole bunch of it on at once. Because it becomes too obvious. And it's also good, like, if you accidentally make a mistake and put shade where you don't want it to be. If you start off light, it's easier to correct, but once you go dark, if you go dark straight away, the darker you get, the harder it is to correct it. And then you're going to be stuck with something that may not look perfectly natural. Just keep doing it away slowly. I haven't decided yet if I'm just going to let this go all the way, if I'm gonna edit it down or not. Normally you don't have to shade in the lips because again they're pink, but this is a good black and white picture, so it's not about pink or any other color. It's grays and whites and blacks. Yeah, I mean, I've noticed a few mistakes already on this, so like for example, the strap on mine is too low compared to hers on the picture there, but oh well. I'm kind of committed now. That's where the expression "own your mistakes" come in. Like you didn't intend to do it, but oh well. And that's kind of like why I don't like to erase stuff. It was a mistake, but so what? I've changed it. I've made it work. Now this is normally when I start to do the hair, this is where you would want a heavier pencil, like a 6B or an 8B. That way you get black, but you with a mechanical pencil like this, you can still get black. Doing so, you just hold the pencil close to the edge, press a little hard. And like I said, before you even think about doing black like this, you need to be absolutely sure, because if you try to erase this, it will leave marks on the paper, regardless how much you erase, it won't matter. Right. See, even though I erased that little bit, it's still grey, it's still lines. So, H is for light pencil. So if you do get those other pencils like I have, or you get a set of your own, H is for darker, heavier pencils. H is lighter. Don't worry, we're going to be smoothing this out too, so it doesn't look like a bunch of shaded lines. which really that is all it is. As soon as you start shading, it's going to go light again. It's not going to stay dark. See, again, you're going to have to go over again. Let's see. There's also another reason why I kind of like drawing women, is just because, like I said, I'm not that perfect with hair, and women have all these different freaking crazy styles of hair and stuff like that, and it's never the same. Like it's always interesting to me, and I don't know really. I mean, it's just more fun. Yeah, I mean, it just seems like the more I do, I mean, I've done a lot, and not once have I felt like I've done this before. And yeah, I get that feeling all the time with drawing men, because they have a jawline, they have muscles, they have a stout face, and they have either have military cut hair or they have some other kind of thing. Unless you're like Bart Simpson or someone from the 80s with 80s style hair. This is where a plastic or piece of plastic will come in handy, because you're shading, and as a lefty anyway, the hand's going to smudge it all.